The following podcast contains adult themes and adult language. Listener discretion advised.
And although we joke, if you or someone you know is affected by or a victim of domestic violence, dial 1-800-799-7233 or visit the National Domestic Violence Hotline's website, thehotline.org.
But it's always the husband, it's always the husband, it's always the husband. I don't keep bed.
Hi, this is Sarah.
This is Megan.
You're listening to It's Always the Husband podcast.
Welcome. This is a true crime podcast where we talk about the culprit of every wife murder in America. It's the husband.
Yeah, because
Sometimes
who would
in
hate
other
the wife
countries
more?
too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
America mostly.
Yeah. Mostly.
And then Australia a lot and England
Once in a while it happens in Canada.
Canada has a few, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So how was your week?
It's done. That's
Great.
the best part of the week.
Yep. And now we're starting a new week.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
We're counting down.
Terrific.
The deodorant factory is about to close.
That's terrific.
For a few weeks. So the end is in sight.
Kind of.
We can make it. All right.
I'm skeptical, but I'll
You
try.
are? Okay. I'm ready for it.
We have a
What?
thing, glitter in
Oh,
our
we have a
shitter.
glitter.
When something is actually good in the week where we get kicked in the dick all week. Do you have something?
It doesn't usually, we mostly feel awful all the time.
Right.
But once in a while, something just cheers us right up.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm going to go with my glitter in the shitter this week is going to be giant boxes or like cartons. I don't know. What are
smokes?
they? Jars?
Cigarettes?
Of peanut M&Ms.
Oh, I thought you didn't like peanut butter.
I hate peanut butter.
But why do you like peanut M&Ms? Aren't they peanut buttery?
No, because there's a peanut in it.
Oh,
It's like eating a peanut
I
with
suppose.
a crunchy shell. And I really like them from Costco because they come in these giant...
A big tub?
Yes, a tub. And then I wonder why my BMI is over 30. It's because I literally sit...
BMI. Oh, no.
Yeah, it's because I eat the giant...
Can I have 12 or 13 of these tubs of peanut M&M?
Yes, they're so good. And Costco, thank you. And then on your... What's the app where you scan your receipts that I use?
There's a lot of them, but you use that one, Fletch or Fetch?
Fetch.
Yeah.
On Fetch, you get a lot of points for M&Ms. So when you buy those giant things...
Because I know you're going to die of a heart attack really soon and not use
or
your
diabetes.
points. The diabetes.
So I'm going to say those. That's my glitter. Also, today I took my first shot of Zepbound.
Oh, good.
So maybe I won't want to eat
put
those
it right
anymore.
in your tits?
I did. It said place in any fatty part of the body. It didn't say that, but so I was like, my
Did it
tit
hurt?
will do. No,
Oh, good.
I couldn't even feel it.
That's good.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll see if my cholesterol
see.
goes down.
mine's in the low 1200s. It is,
That's
which
good.
is sad.
It's good for you.
My glitter in the shitter is another TikToker or Instagrammer. She's on both Reels or whatever the hell and TikTok.
Okay.
Her name is Sue Bell, and she's from Palm Beach. And she's an old bitch who lives in Palm Beach. And I guess she's a wealthy matron or some sort of lady who lunches. It's an elderly or older gal, but she still goes about the town and shops and does events. And at first I was like, who's this bitch? But I have grown to love her as family. Sue Bell goes around doing the craziest ass shit, like crashing her car into here and there and everywhere and running over people all day
Why?
long. Like Ramon from my other podcast. He crashes the shit out of everybody all day. And then she says, I kissed another car again. And she'll go and just film it, a big old crash. And then she just throws like $500 on the hood.
No.
And then she'll be like, hi, it's Sue Bell from Palm Beach. We're at the whatever. But she'll say the best stuff. And then she'll say, hi, this is Sue Bell from Palm Beach. She's between two Christmas trees. She's like, do you know what I like about Christmas? Nothing. But I can't even explain it. Like, she's a whole phenomenon. I don't know.
People like her?
Yes. And then there's people
You're
who
not the only person who's
imitate.
heard of
No,
her?
Sue Bell is a huge thing. And there's people who imitate Sue Bell. And
What
like,
is she on?
TikTok or
Oh,
Reels.
I
And she's
can't-
Instagram and TikTok.
Okay. I can't do TikTok. It's so...
Well, it's going to be gone in 6 months anyway.
Thank
so
God.
I
Okay.
like it.
I
You
know
get all
do.
recipes too, and you get little workout things, and you get book talk, which is huge.
Yeah, I watch...
It's a whole world in its own.
I guess I get...
You get TV. If you missed a TV show, you can watch enough TikToks to watch the whole show for free.
Yeah, you could.
But Sue Bell, you have to follow her because the more you watch, the more you kind of get her shtick. And
Okay, I'll try to find her.
and then she just grows on you
Okay.
every day. All right. And then we also have a Facebook group and Instagram too. And you can ask to join the group and we'll let you in.
It's called It's Always the Husband Podcast
Right.
Group.
And then people put really funny things. I, though, was horrified. And it wasn't an Australian
Horrified.
animal.
Horrified.
The thing that made me actually want to retch and was actually might traumatized me was Morgan Shaft had those toe crocs.
Oh, God.
The crocs that had the toe charms.
charms.
That was the grossest thing I'd ever seen.
They had hair.
It traumatized me and it was horrifying.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't look away, but I couldn't look.
I feel like Rory would want those.
I think he would. It was so disturbing that it physically hurt to look at it.
He loves his
And I liked
crocs.
though Megan Cholak's dick necklace, and I think we should all own one.
That when you pulled
Yes,
it down,
had a
it had
boner.
a boner.
Yes, I think we need it.
Where do you buy one?
I think everywhere. I don't know, but I need it.
Okay, I'll look for it for Christmas for you. My favorite, I love them all so much, but I literally laughed out loud and thank God for Amy Fowler. Holy shit, Amy. You took a chance. You posted a picture of your boots and your crotch on
Yeah.
a toilet, and you should be rewarded. That was fucking hysterical. She sat down. She was taking a piss at a bar, dropped her phone, and took a picture.
I know.
And it's so funny. I died.
It was very, very perfect timing. Very
Yes.
good.
And then I also found the weirdest thing of that Bachelor contest.
Oh,
And I was like,
yeah. That where they all look 75, but they're 20.
yes. And then
They have
someone
terrible bodies and terrible swimsuits
Yes.
and no weighing to be seen. None.
No, and I was like, I guess I couldn't live in the UK. And then someone was like, that's not the UK. It's in Ireland. And I
Do
was
the
like,
islands have tiny wangs?
I guess I can't live there either. I didn't know. The lady sounded British to me, but the commenter, but I didn't really listen or read any of it. I was just too shocked
Mhm.
by what I was seeing, and I couldn't believe it. So if you like stupid shit like that, dumb memes,
Yeah.
if you like Welcome to Uranus instead of Hermanus, did you see that?
Yes, that
The
was a
M
great
was
one.
out. Yeah. If you like those.
Or you want to comment on the show itself or
yes,
something.
Yeah. The other thing about our Facebook group is that we do have our book club. And in order to join our book club, you have to be in the Facebook group because that's where we have the link. And this Wednesday, we have a fantastic book club podcast club where we are going to meet McCracken Poston Jr., who is the author of Zenith Man, and he's also on the podcast Noble, and he's been on some other things. And so we're going to talk to him because we read his book a while ago. But if you just want to meet him, if you just want to ask him about Noble, if you want to ask him anything, maybe to dinner sometime, I don't know, you can join us. So keep an eye out for that link that will be on our Facebook page. And that's on Wednesday at 7:30 Central Standard Time.
Correct.
Let's
my
go.
God. All right.
Let's talk about this shit.
We watched Who the Bleep Did I Marry? And there's a lot of them in there. And they're shorter ones. I think they're related to Susan Lucci's show of some sort. It seems similar.
I think I felt that way too.
Yeah.
This show made me laugh a little bit because it was like, it kind of reminded me of our show in a way that like we're talking about horrible things, but then we laugh because we're very irreverent and stupid.
Right.
But this show I felt had the same feel. Like they'd be like, here comes her husband to beat the shit out of her. And then they'd play like this bizarre clown music in the background. Like do, 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 do. And I was like, what is this show?
I didn't. But I liked it.
Okay. Yeah.
But it was weird.
Yeah,
of course
it was weird.
weird. They're all weird.
It's called Who the Bleep Did I Marry?
Yeah, we've done one of these before.
Okay.
And it's called Till Death Do Us Part. I believe it was in the second season. And there's several seasons of this show.
Yeah, we need
Just
to
like
do
there's
more.
several seasons of, what's that ghost show?
Oh, God. The one where they...
Yeah, what was the ghost show we did?
Yeah, and then there were two...
where the husband murders the wife and then they're ghosts. And those two dicks look at him.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to the 1950s, Missouri, and these dicks are farmers. So you know about farmers, I suppose.
I do.
We meet a lady, and she's her current self, and her name is Carolyn Cox.
Unfortunate.
Carol Cox.
Yep.
And she's sitting on her couch, and for some unexplained reason, she has two creepy Annabelle dolls. Did you see those dolls?
Why do they keep showing them?
They're horror dolls sitting on her couch. They look like they are from a horror movie that have curses on them. And they're sitting on her white couch.
Yeah.
What are they doing there? They were
I don't know.
Absolutely horrifying, scary.
I felt
creepy.
I felt a lot of things when I watched this. Like, she was obviously rich.
Correct.
They made no, they weren't, what am I trying to say? I don't know. But they told us how much money they had.
Yes.
They had
millions and millions and millions.
And millions and millions of dollars. And then she used those millions of dollars to buy weird dolls that were sitting on an ugly couch in her living room.
Right.
The mansion, the giant,
they had a
sprawling
giant mansion, and they went shopping at a dollar store.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? Good for them, I guess, if you like
Did
creepy
they have,
ass dolls.
Did they have like a china
They were porcelain dolls?
face?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then they break and look even creepier.
Yeah. My great grandma had weird things like that.
Oh my gosh. I had a friend whose mom made those dolls, so her whole basement was those creepy faces.
No.
Oh. Then
when my great grandma died, my grandma had them, and I remember like we would stay over at my grandma's for Christmas or whatever, and we'd have to sleep in the living room or on the couch or whatever, all the cousins, and we'd be like, get those freaking dolls out of here, Grandma.
Oh my God.
She sat them on the back of the...
all evil.
I know.
Might
they
well
were
have
weird.
A weird ventriloquist doll in there, pervert. Oh. Anyway, so this older lady, she's very well put together and looks very lovely. You know, she's looking at like an old photo album, one with the black pages, and you have like the black little corner things.
She said we were good looking too, didn't she?
She said, come on, lady. They were very good looking.
I guess we were nice to look at too. Like,
you know,
right.
and I'm going to say
yeah, all right.
But she says, I remember when I saw him. she spots, in her words, handsome young worker. He's 19 for her father. This dick's name is BJ Cax.
Yes.
You can't Billy Joe Cax.
No.
That's like saying, hi, my name is H.J.
happening?
Wiener.
Oh my God. No.
Or, hi, dear, this young boy wants to date you. His name is Phil Anus.
And she loved him.
Well, she loved him. So BJ Cax works on her father's farm, and she thought he was very handsome, but he looked passable. He was not ugly.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she just fell in love with him instantly when she saw him, BJ Cax. But he was raised in a very strict religious home, and I'm thinking so was Ed Gein, so was Carrie. I don't know. But they dated, and she said
he didn't even know how to dance.
No,
because they were so religious. It was like Willard from Footloose.
And yeah, they only could go out on Saturday nights. Is that what they said? To see each other?
Yeah. And then when he would take her out, like if he... Did he not go to school or was he older than her?
Well, he was 19. Yeah.
Oh,
she was 17.
He would come to my school dances and everyone seemed to like him, but he didn't even know how to dance. And I was like, ew.
Yeah, because he was a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
And his name was BJ Cox.
Yeah.
But she said he was shy and had a sweet smile. She said he was honest and gentle and loving and caring. Well, that sounds great. All right. That sounds real great.
It did sound nice.
Yeah. 3 years later, they're married, 1961. She said they had a traditional church ceremony, and they look normal in the pictures. Carolyn's like 19, and BJ Cax is 20.
BJ Cax.
So Billy, I guess, joins the Air Force because he wants to make some money or maybe get benefits or something, so they both can go to college. And I thought, oh my God, because this is 1961.
Uh-huh.
Good for him.
Yeah.
So Carolyn actually supports the family by working and going to college, I guess. But then they're shitting out 2 kids. But she said they had the same goals. She was going to go to college. He was going to go to college. And she said they were good match because they had these goals. Even though Carolyn, again, was working 14 jobs, she said.
She was.
To support the family.
Yep.
So he could do all this fladdle.
Yeah.
So then Billy starts going to college, and he goes to college, gets his master's, and then gets his PhD in botany. What the hell are you going to do with botany, actually?
Well,
I mean, he actually made good. But what the hell would you do before that?
I thought that was odd, too. I was like, because he likes to garden?
But she, the whole time, is working 19 jobs while he goes to all this school and takes care of the kids. And she says, as Billy is getting closer to this graduation, Carolyn's noticing like a change in his
started to
behavior.
be a psycho. Yeah.
He's, getting more erratic. Billy seldom around. She's working her 14 jobs, taking care of these kids. He's never there. And he comes home late. He's been out with his friends, boozing a lot. And she says when he's under a lot of stress, he just became a giant asshole. And he had a huge temper. She said they got in an argument once, and then she said socked her right in the face, like punched her in the face, and she got a black eye. And Carolyn said she was very upset, but she just said, I decided I just going to put it away and go on. Like she wasn't going to end the marriage there.
Yeah.
Which, whatever, that's her choice.
That's a choice.
It is a choice. So Billy finally graduates with his PhD, and they show another picture of him. Carolyn still looks fine. Billy looks like his face has melted, and he's gained like 70 pounds.
Yeah, he didn't look cute.
He didn't look
handsome.
cute. Like any looks he had were gone because he looked so like drunk, bloated. No, it just didn't look right.
Right.
Billy graduates. He finds a good job, but then he decides, you know what? I'm just going to take some of these things I thought of and start my own business. And Carolyn's like, fuck. So she has to work more while he's making no money trying to start up this own business. So she works 29 jobs, and she's supporting the family. But somehow BJ Cax creates an amazing business, and it grows and grows and grows. And by the time like their kids are grown up, it's the late 90s. The Caxes, they're millionaires.
Yes.
And it's some sort of dumbass plant company, I guess, I'm assuming, and fertilizer or something.
It was like an agriculture fertilizer. He probably came up with some poison that
I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
So they're in Illinois at this time. They buy a huge mansion. It's like 12,000 square feet. They're living their dream. They've been married for over 4 decades. And we get to the spring of 1996. Billy and Carolyn Cax appear to be like the perfect couple because of their huge success.
Which I swear to God, we've talked about this every week.
Yeah.
Lately, because every couple we've done has been like
a
the perfect couple
on the outside and on the inside.
And they're just a disaster,
right? And behind the scenes, he was a violent asshole.
Yes,
who knew? So Carolyn is describing to us now that he was kind of an arrogant, better than everyone, it's my way or no one's way dickwad. And that's just how it was. And so their daughter Kim, she said the family was always in fear because he would just blow and there'd never be any warning. He'd be fine, and then he would be like psychotic and punching everybody. Like, how do you get through a day with your dad if that's how he's going to act? I would never want to be around him. You'd be a panicked, anxiety-ridden mess
that's
every day.
Why she chopped her bangs so short.
They were.
She was still. It was like when that happened one time that I did that.
Oh, well. You looked like Lloyd Christmas. And did you notice in the daughter Kim's that she had about 375 ceramic roosters in her kitchen?
No.
I think she bought them all because they're cocks. She was like, it's a cock, it's a cock, it's a cock, it's
I'm
a cock.
cock, so
I'm a cock,
she's
it's a cock, it's a cock. There were 450 ceramic cocks.
Oh my God, I didn't even notice.
The cock kitchen.
I didn't notice.
There's cocks everywhere. There's cocks.
Shoot.
Oh my goodness. So then Carolyn tells a story of this foul story. Foul. How she's sitting in a diseased ball soup hot tub with BJ Cax one night. And BJ is shirtless, which is absolutely vomit-inducing.
Right.
And Carolyn's in there talking to him. And BJ Cax, sitting there in his own anus stew, here's something. That's what a hot tub is. It is absolutely foul. I can't believe people go into hot tubs with other individuals in it.
You went into a hot tub.
I was forced against my will.
On your birthday.
Yes, with 400 other anuses in that hot tub, and it was absolutely foul.
You got free drinks out of it.
Yeah, Nut Bar drank one immediately.
Well, she also ate someone else's chicken off the table last night, so
that she has
issues.
A problem. So Carolyn Cax figures she said something that BJ Cax didn't like because he just snaps as they're having a nice conversation and starts slapping the shit out of her in the hot tub out of the blue. And she's like, we're just sitting here having a nice time. What the hell happened to you?
That's what is fucked.
Yes.
Is weird. Like he wouldn't even, and then he didn't do it all the time. It was just like out of the blue,
totally randomly, and then he could go years without doing it again.
And then he wouldn't do it again.
So she was just and he would be normal in between.
Like,
so she's like, "What the hell is this?"
psycho.
Yeah. Carolyn then, her friend said she would hide the marks from her friend. So she has this friend Beth. Not B-Tits, but another
Not
Beth.
our Beth, yeah.
And she said she would come to our lunches with a neck brace or a wrist brace or an eye patch. Would she go, "Arr, hippie pirate day in me neighborhood, and I just wear an eye patch to lunch. What do you all say, mateys? I'd forget my purse. I got no doubloons."
Why?
can I Venmo you, mateys? And they say, Carolyn, Cax, why you got an eye patch on? I told you it's Pirate Day. And they're not buying it.
Well, okay, why do people wear an eye patch? Is it because their eyeball is gone?
Well,
and
I
it
would
looks
assume
gross?
like Patch from Days of Our Lives, their eyeball is gone. And they just don't want people to stare into their hole.
Okay, so
Or they got
now
like
do people get glass eyes?
Yeah,
so
you
that's
can,
why
I
they
suppose.
don't wear patches anymore, like Patch from Days of Our
right,
Lives?
I think.
But so why in the world would she be like, oh, I just have an eye?
maybe she just didn't.
wearing a patch, and people
You could
would
maybe
be
say
like,
you have like a cataracts or something, and you're protecting your eye, and you need that patch on or something. If she had a black eye, I don't know.
I mean, that just seems so odd. Like, can you imagine?
Yeah. Well, that's why I would rip you to shreds if you came in an eye patch.
if
I would
Tiffany
tear you apart. Or if it was TT, I'd tear.
to happy hour
Oh.
and sat down wearing an eye patch.
We would annihilate her.
We would piss our pants.
Yeah, I mean, we would just tear her to shreds. Like, what is this eye patch? She would never get out of there alive.
We
Why are
would
you wearing it?
die.
She could have a very serious reason and we wouldn't even care.
we wouldn't even be able to talk. We'd be laughing
Yeah.
so hard.
So, but Carolyn's friends just call her a Mr. Magoo fucking klutz.
Yes.
They don't even get that she's being beaten the shit out of.
no, they said, to be honest, it was just the general sentiment that she was a klutz.
Yeah. So they're just calling her fall down cocks. Or be careful, cocks. Klutzy cocks over here in her lark. My God. Couldn't you not figure it out, friends? What the hell's wrong with you? So, but Carolyn's saying it could be a year in between. He would beat the shit out of me and not beat the shit out of me for another year. Well, I don't know. I don't approve of this, Carolyn.
No.
By 2012, the couple's worth $15 million. They're living in Illinois, and she says Billy's becoming obsessed with money, and he's just always counting his
Money?
Like
Scrooge?
yes. Does he have what's his name over by the fireplace?
Jacob Marley?
Yes. And then he's getting 1,900 insurance policies, and by spring 2004. Carolyn says, I would go to hug him and he was always rigid. And I don't think she's talking about his wang.
No, she wasn't.
She was talking about his whole body.
Yeah.
And she said it would be like hugging a board because that's how stressed he was. Well, that
Yeah.
doesn't seem healthy.
No.
Did you see a doctor? Go get a goddamn massage. If you're hugging your husband and he's straight as a board like Han Solo in the goddamn ice, kicking him
Solo
help.
in the ice.
When he was frozen in the carbonite.
When was that?
Do you not even understand Return of the Jedi?
What? Han Solo was frozen?
Oh my God, it's right there. I have it here somewhere. Oh,
He's alive and
no,
free,
you don't even know.
shooting
People
this-
are appalled right now.
Oh
Appalled.
my God. I don't remember him ever being frozen.
Appalled.
I'm going to look it up.
He
Okay.
wa- of course it's real. You were doubting. She's doubting that this happened, people.
I'm
She's
not
Googling
doubting it. I just don't remember.
Oh
Han
my
Solo
God.
frozen. Oh my God.
Of course.
That doesn't
This
even.
is called absolutely integral in the DNA of human history. Han Solo and the kryptonite. I mean the carbonite.
Carbonite Wookiee.
This should be in every human being's
What is this
brain.
from?
Return of the Jedi or Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back, he goes in there and that's when he says, I love you, or Leia says, I love you. And he says, I know. And then he falls down and gets this. And then Return of the Jedi, Leia unfreezes him.
But it looks like metal.
Well, I don't know. Nobody knows what carbonite is.
He hung as a trophy on Jabba the Hutt's wall.
And Jabba would jerk off to it.
No,
Yeah.
until being rescued by his rebel friends in Return of the Jedi.
Right.
He was frozen in
Yes.
carbonite, alive, yet
He was.
entombed.
And he never could get a boner again.
Okay, so that happened in The Empire Strikes Back,
Yes.
but then he was frozen until Return of the Jedi when
Of course, because they could not have him in the movie. People are going to see Han Solo.
I was going to see Han Solo.
Of course.
All right. I didn't remember this at all.
I cannot believe what I'm hearing.
I know. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Now I'm seeing how stupid I am because there are a thousand pictures of him in the carbonite, and apparently there's even a Lego.
Well, because again, like I said, this is goes on the geologic history of the Earth timeline. This is like mammoths being alive. Han Solo in the carbonite. It will go on history.
Wow. I'm sorry I asked.
But what was it? This is how hard BJ Cox was. This is BJ Cox when she hugs him. Now you get it. You get the reference.
I get it. Okay.
Yes. We had to go a long way around, but now it's clear.
Sorry, I had to look it up, but now I got it. Okay.
So he's buying all these insurance, and he has $1 million policy on her, even though they're worth multi-millions.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Can you get more than $1 million? Or do you have to get multiple policies to get more than $1 million?
I'm worth like $20 right now.
Well,
so
yes, I'm worth nothing.
Again, a JCPenney policy for someone could take out.
$13.80.
That's what we would be worth.
13.80. So then he buys this insurance and he says, Carolyn, get over here. And then he makes her sign it and he says, you're worth more dead than alive. Like something, what's his name at the OK Corral would say. Wyatt Earp. To some whore.
I'm going to take you in.
And Carolyn is like, oh my God, I'm so glad that's not true. And signs it. But she's like, holy shit. He's like getting nuts. Like, I'm really scared now. Like he's crazy. So we get to the summer of 2004 and they're still like pillars of the community. But their marriage is like just shit. Because Carolyn's getting really nervous. She's noticing like he is just getting Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
And the kids are kind of noticing he's getting Looney Tunes.
His daughter seemed to like really hate his fucking guts.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she was correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're at a party of their friend's house and the friends say, it's so good to see a couple that's still in love after all these years. Good Lord. Good gosh.
No.
And then Billy turns to Carolyn with just like hate, pure hate on his face. And he says, that might change at any moment. And she's like, well, what the hell?
Why?
What'd you have to say that for and embarrass me in front of all these dicks? What the? Let's just go.
Did you think it was cool?
I don't know. I think because he was severely mentally ill. Then these same friends, Beth and Jim Wester, they say, well, hell, let's shake it up a bit and go to France and see some huge dicks that get stuck on pole vault stuff. And Billy at first was no, but then he goes, hey, yeah, okay, let's go. And Carolyn is like, well, sure, I guess I can. She's never been to Europe, and she was excited. Then it's September 2004, the morning they're supposed to get on the plane with their goddamn friends and go to France.
Yes.
Carolyn wakes up, and she has like bone-crushing pain in her head. And she says then the first thing she's noticing is that she's trying to reach for her husband because she sees him like above her. And then she realizes he's pulling her onto the floor. She lands on the goddamn carpet, the rug on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
BJ Cax starts dragging her out of the room, down the hallway, on the carpet, on the rug.
Yeah.
And she's saying, what are you doing? And Billy says, you fell out of bed and hit your head. I'm taking you to the doctor. Why would you be dragging your wife on the rug then?
I don't know.
You think you would be normally helping her walk carefully
to the car.
To the car.
But instead he put her on a rug and was like,
just drag the shit out of her and then down the stairs like you would to your brother or sister.
God, yeah.
Push him down the stairs.
Yes.
Like, oh, okay.
Like we used to do, Tiffany and Sasha and Cassie and I would go in our sleeping bags and then go down the slide down the stairs. Yeah.
My sister and I had a get in shape girl mat. And that's what we used it for, to go down the stairs. Not to get in shape.
Yeah. Girl.
So Carolyn says Billy then is dragging her ass on this carpet all through the home into the garage. And she's like, I can remember feeling the cold cement garage floor. He rolls her on to the cold floor.
Yes.
And she's like, what the hell? And she looks up and like, where's the ambulance? Where's the ambulance? And BJ Cox says to her, they're on other jobs.
I don't
like,
get it.
She's like, what the? Come on.
Can you help me?
Yeah. So she's bleeding everywhere. She's in and out of consciousness. She's just like, what's going on? She's like laying or lying. What one is it? She's on the floor.
I never know that one.
Her eyes are shut. And then she said something just pounds the shit out of the side of my face, the front side of her face. And we see like a reenactment of BJ Cox with like a bat or like a 2x4 smashing the front of her face. Like the front left side of her face just got smashed in.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, what the hell? And she keeps saying, I think I'm dying.
Yeah.
But she's looking at her husband and he's just standing there, like not saying anything to her, not doing anything. And she's just looking at him thinking, can you help me out, you dick? Like, give me a hand.
And then she's like, and that's when I knew.
Well,
he was trying to kill me.
Well, until she tried the door.
Oh, I thought she saw him hit her. She still wasn't
she didn't
seeing
see him hit
Okay.
her then. But he picks her up and shoves him in the back of their SUV, and then he turns on the car. And Carolyn said it was starting to get real hot, and she couldn't breathe. And then she was smart enough. Like, we would have just been out cold and been like, no, because we wouldn't have the stamina.
I would have just given
And
it
she's
up.
telling herself, don't go to sleep or you'll die. We wouldn't have known that. We would have thought, we're being driven now. I'm going to be out cold.
Well, anytime you and I can sleep, you
Yes.
know we're going to do it. We're like, could I
Forever,
take a
yes.
nap in here? Yeah.
Yes.
This
I'll
seems
just gonna lay
perfect.
down, not take a quick 5.
Yeah.
So she knows that the garage is filling up and she needs to get out of there. She's going to die. She crawls out of the car, crawls across the garage floor, crawls up to the door that goes from the garage to the house, and is like turning it, and it's locked. And that's when she says, oh, holy fuck. This dick's killing me right now. Well, duh. Like, he's hitting me over the head with a fucking bat and leaving in here
I'm
leaving me in her
bleeding.
to,
And the car's on.
every car, like 2 cars were on. And she's getting blood all over, and every door is locked, and the garage door wouldn't open.
Did she turn off the cars?
She probably
then?
could have. I don't know, unless he took the key, but they're still running. I
Yeah.
guess.
Okay.
She could have. I mean, maybe
they
she didn't
never
even
really
come with that.
said
They
like
didn't.
what happened.
But she's supposed to be meeting those 2 bitches, the Westers, and getting on their flight to Paris.
Yeah.
The Westers are calling them and calling them and calling them. They're not answering and not answering. And then they call their daughter Kim and say, this is super weird. They're not answering. We're supposed to go to Paris. Like, what the hell's going on? And they said, should we call the cops? And the daughter says yes. And so the cops show up around 12:30. So I don't know like how early in the morning he started this shit. But the cop just walks up to the window and sees a bloodbath, like in the foyer, whatever.
Yeah.
And he breaks in, and there's blood everywhere. Like, they show a picture. The rug has just soaked with blood
Yeah, it's
spatter everywhere.
crazy.
And it looks like someone's trying to clean up the blood, but not very good. And they would have had hours. But the blood is just still everywhere.
He didn't even try.
No. And so the cop goes into the garage because he's smelling all this horrible, stench.
Yeah.
He finds Carolyn in the front seat of the truck. And she gets up and goes, help me. She's still alive. Like, I can't even believe that she's still alive. Because she's like in her 60s at this point.
She was 65.
Yeah. And they get an ambulance for Carolyn real quick. And meanwhile, BJ Cox comes to the garage and goes, oh, did she fall? What the hell? The police look at him and are like, are you goddamn serious? Where have you been? Just out in your yard and you don't notice that this is happening in your garage? You don't hear the cars?
Dumb.
You don't go into your house for any reason and see the blood spatter over your entire home? You don't wonder where your wife is when you're this whole morning?
Right?
What's going on? And you asked, did she fall? Oh, so Carolyn gets to the hospital, but they start questioning Billy, and he goes, I'm having a heart attack.
What the fuck? And then
Yeah.
they still took him to the.
Well,
I would have
think
been
they
like, no,
have
you're
to.
not.
So he's rushed to the same hospital as Carolyn. Kim's daughter goes in, sees the mother, and she's just like beaten to shit, so she can't recognize her face. But the mom, Carolyn, is saying, "Why did he do this to me?" She's still talking.
No.
Like, she's a tough, like, Navy SEAL bitch, 65-year-old woman. And then they say, your dad's here too. He said I'm having a heart attack. And Kim was like, oh God.
So dumb.
So she goes in there and right away she says, oh, he's just a bullshitter or whatever.
Yep.
He
did.
less. And then the doctors come in and go, there's nothing wrong with you, you dumbass, sir. And he just goes, okay. And then he just goes out to dinner.
He went to have pork chops, Sarah.
He didn't even care that his wife
was
her
in the
head was
same
cut off.
hospital. He
know.
didn't even go to see her.
He
He
didn't
went to
care.
get pork chops.
He just goes to eat after faking a heart attack. Oh my God.
Right then.
And then he doesn't even pretend to care that his wife's there or even
No.
explain the fake heart attack.
No, something
What
is
an idiot.
wrong with
Yes.
him.
Like he's severely mental.
Yeah.
So at the crime
Because
scene,
he wasn't even trying.
No, he was making like trying to
No.
even hide that he even had not done it
No.
or done it. The police noticed that someone had kind of been trying to clean up the foyer, but I don't think so because there was nothing cleaned.
No.
There was blood everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah.
And then they said there's still no explanation for the garage doors that were locked and disabled, the cars running. Like, why would they be running? And she had her bashed in head. She
Right.
couldn't have done it.
Right.
So Billy is immediately arrested after his lunch, so like that day, for attempted murder. Carolyn wakes up in the hospital 2 days later. I guess she has plates in her face and hearing loss, and I don't know if they said she can't see out of one eye, so maybe
Yeah.
she needs the eye patch now.
No, she doesn't.
Does she? Well, I guess she does have her eyes still.
She still had them. Yeah.
But she's crying because she lost her husband. Obviously, you're not
Yeah.
going back. And she's afraid because Billy gets out on bail right away because he's rich. And he starts stalking her because he's a dick. And she's terrified.
Yeah.
Then 2 days after that, she files for divorce. Good for you. My God. But Billy... Billy... Whoops, I have to turn.
Oh.
Carolyn goes home right away when she's released. And they're like, do you really want to go to that house? She's like, it's a goddamn mansion. Of course I do.
Sarah, it was 15,000
Yeah, it was enormous.
square feet.
And it was filled to the brim with rim dolls.
Fucking dolls.
dolls.
15. I can't even imagine how big 15,000.
No.
I mean, I saw it in the picture, but I'm like, holy
No.
fuck.
No.
Wow.
And Billy's like going up to her driveway and walking by the house every day and being a regular
Like
ass,
a total
ass munch.
stalker. Yeah.
By 2007, they finally start court. And his story, his defense is that for some reason, Carolyn goes into the garage and randomly climbs up a ladder to the top of the garage. I don't know for what. And then falls off backward, but a board flies up and strikes her in the front of the face.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
But then how does that explain the like huge amount of blood in the home?
It doesn't. It was the
And then
dumbest thing.
What flew off to turn on the cars? Her hands?
Yeah. He didn't even try.
No.
Didn't even
That's
try.
like the dumbest story ever. And then Billy takes the stand and he's like so unempathetic to Carolyn that the jurors must have just been absolutely recoiling in horror.
Yeah.
And he's guilty. He gets 20 years and he's still in jail, I guess. And he's sure he's going to die in jail if that fucker's still alive.
He's actually not.
Oh, is he out?
He's
is he
out.
dead? Oh my God.
He got out on February 25th, 2022.
Oh my God. So he's out? Is he alive?
Yeah. He was 80 when he got out.
Oh, let's.
And she actually did die.
Oh,
She
well, at
had
least she wasn't
cancer. and
bothered by this dick.
She died in 2019. So at least she
Didn't have to see him get out.
him get out. He had served like 85%.
He's gonna just go psycho on someone else in a
Walmart. Is not
Walmart.
right with him.
Yes.
No. Because how do you live with someone for 50 years?
And then there was no rhyme or reason to why he did it.
No.
It
And
didn't make any sense.
You could live with them for
Yeah.
that long and really have these crazy once a year
Bitch
battery.
fits. Yeah.
And then not do it again. I mean, like, what a mind fuck.
Yeah.
He's just, something's wrong.
But good for her that 2009, bad for her. I guess he maybe, I don't know why this didn't add more time, tried to put a hit on her.
Yes,
through
from
an inmate.
jail.
He should have had more time on that.
How did he even get out without
don't know.
without doing his whole sentence? After
don't
trying
know.
to kill her again.
He's a huge poop bag.
Like, now he's just trying to kill her, not even for money or anything.
He's just BJ Cox.
Yeah.
That's what he is. But Carolyn Cox had to have 7 surgeries, but you couldn't tell she would have had her face
really
bashed
good.
in.
Yeah.
She looked great.
Mm-hmm.
And she did, a year and a half later, meet Dennis, who I guess is fabulous, and she remarried. So I hope she did have a good last few years.
She did. They got married in 2009. And then
she
were
was a
together
speaker
for 10 years.
domestic violence.
Yeah,
too.
and she's kick ass. She had 1,000 degrees. She was super smart. She basically, got his business off and running and took care of it while he was running the company. But she
did everything.
yeah,
Because he was crazy.
yes.
He was it must have been a smart chemical nerd to get this fertilizer, and she just did everything else.
Yes. So she was kick ass. She was a survivor. Holy shit, she was a survivor.
She was tough as nails.
Like we said, we would have just rolled over and said, all right. And so, yeah, she worked a lot with domestic violence from that point on. And so rest in peace, Carolyn.
I hope so.
Yeah. BJ, go to hell.
He can go fuck himself.
Really. Thanks for listening. We do have, if you like what you're hearing and you want to support the pod, you can go to patreon.com and search up It's Always the Husband podcast and make a donation. We still have to figure out how to put on some hot guys from
I can.
other places. Do you know how
Yes.
now? Oh, because we're also very
And I have to
special.
I just have to buy more stamps, and then all the stickers.
Oh,
will go out.
okay. If you join Patreon, you get some stickers from us, and then you also get content that for this week, we're going to watch Babes in Toyland and do a Patreon on it.
Well, if we'll have time, we have to do McCracken's Christmas.
Well, McCracken's on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm busy Friday, and you're
What are
busy
you
Monday.
doing?
I have to do my other podcast.
On Friday night?
Yes, it's all. Drew has been terribly ill.
What's he doing?
Well, his
I
throat.
thought he was in Alaska or something.
No, he was for his birthday in November.
Oh, that was in
Yes.
November. Okay. All right. Well, whatever. We'll do it before Christmas. We have a Saturday and a Sunday.
Yeah. Does it exist on a tape of some sort? Does it exist in media?
Yes, it's on Tubi.
Oh,
Is that a thing?
it has to be.
Or a freebie?
I don't know. I think it doesn't exist in media anymore. It is a pipe dream.
No, it isn't. They would never just make Keanu Reeves not exist. Babes in Toyland? We're going to watch it. All right, so join just for that shit show.
God.
And again, don't forget McCracken on Wednesday, which is the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th. It's the 18th, Wednesday, the 18th of December, 7:30 Central. Find the link on our podcast group page on Facebook. All right, bye.